Hello, my name is Chadley, and welcome back to another episode of Columbia Space Edition Supreme Roller Ultimate, and I have played a fair bit forward in between the episodes here, and as you can see I've taken Hawaii, and as a matter of fact after that USA decided to surrender, finally. So they surrendered on December 7th, 2008. So I'd say that was fairly well for us. Now, as you can see, we have a bit of a low amount of cash right now, but big reason for that is that since I had given the minister control of the garrisons, the garrisons are costing us about 900 million per day right now. So what I'm going to be doing, first things first, is put the theatre map mode and just go through all of these theatres and put no garrisons, especially in South America. I don't think we'll need anything there anymore. Then Central America, definitely another place where we can just take all the garrisons away. I'm not entirely sure if I want to take everything from USA away right now. I suppose what I could do is I could have garrisons on the Canadian border in case we need it. But also I'm pretty sure that there's quite a bit of garrisons in Europe. Yeah. So let's start with Northern Europe, no garrisons there. I don't think we need garrisons anywhere in Europe right now. I mean, it is always possible that both Italy and Austria-Hungary will attack us, but at the same time it's quite unlikely. And if they do, then I'm sure that we can put in some garrisons in, or new garrisons in, and start producing a bit extra troops in here. And we've still got some troops on the borders with them, so I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue really. Was there any... Oh right, yeah, North Africa I don't think we need, or Northwest Africa rather, I don't think we need garrisons there. So let's actually have a look. How much of an effect is that going to have? It should have pretty decent, I reckon. We'll see. I mean, that's already like at least 60% of our garrisons. Maybe more. So I would assume that it's going to drop down quite a bit. Of course, we'll see how much of an effect it's actually going to have. But yeah, we may run out of money for a little bit, which is going to be an issue on its own. But of course... How many things are we constructing right now? I don't remember anymore. I know that's income. Expenditure. Actually not that much. There's a defense that is a massive expenditure. So what did we not pay? A lot of production and construction. Okay, well that's reasonable, I would say. And yeah, preparedness costs drop down by about $500 million. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take away the garrisons and in North America as well, because quite frankly Canada is not very likely to attack us. They don't like us. Oh nope, that's battle zone, not theatre. There we go. The only place that we have garrisons now should be mostly in Asia. And another thing that I've done is I've given more land to East Indies and I managed to ally them. They're not in a war. I've given them a bit of support so that they can kind of keep their economy afloat and all that sort of stuff. And I've also captured a little bit more land down here, actually, speaking of which. Let's go ahead and capture another village. Now, after this episode, there might be a bit of a gap in the episodes. I don't know yet, but that's entirely possible. Let's go ahead and take out that Eye of 2 there. So, apparently they will be trying to get across the river here from time to time. Which means that we'll just need to get rid of them from time to time then. We can send you there, we can probably send it tanks, quite frankly, this way. And then these guys can get into the town here. Why don't you just get and destroy that, then we'll have some of the tanks scattered around here maybe. So are we still losing money? Kind of. Still not using... well, getting the unit production and some of the construction done. Other than that, we are doing alright. So I'm sure that the situation is going to be improving. Now, a large problem that we have right now is that there's just not that much money that we can get from selling stuff like military goods. Like, the price is technically still pretty good in comparison. There's just not enough demand for it to be profitable. And then coal, I've lowered the amount of production there a little bit by the looks of it. Oh, now we lost a little bit of money again. Did we? Okay, is there any other areas in Asia that I could perhaps... theatres? not have a garrison in? I don't think so. Not in particular. Like East Indies, I can't really reduce the garrisons. Central Asia, I still need to have garrisons, so we are having a bit of a problem in terms of money right now. I suppose I'm just going to increase the production of industrial goods by another 5%. So there's going to be another 8,000 tons. That might just be enough to produce... Oh, no. That's a bit of... Oh, well, actually, what I can do is I can just sell another 100,000. That's going to give us a cash reserve for a little while. To let the situation improve. And apparently... Oh, right. We can lower that price to maybe 50-ish. Because apparently the electricity price has dropped quite a bit as well. I mean, there's a lot of things that have dropped recently. So the world economy is still doing quite poorly. But, I mean, at least there's not quite as much war going on anymore. It's just us and the Chinese that are fighting, really. Everyone else is at peace now. But wouldn't mind getting a truce with Chinese, quite frankly, because that would just mean that I don't need to worry about all the war that is currently ongoing. Okay, there we go. We got 700 million. Question is, how much is that going to be actually? So there's going to be another 50 million coming in from there. At least we've been doing the research, which is quite nice. Speaking of research, actually, we have gotten the tactile holograms unlocked, and now we start on the advanced computing inputs. It's going to take quite a while to research, but we'll get to that eventually, and that's going to take us another step closer to the Man on Mars mission, which is one of our goals on this series. Or the goal in this series, rather. So I wouldn't mind getting that underway, or keep that underway at least. But we should be able to see a little bit on the income soon. I can probably go on fast speed now, though. Oh well, there's a... Oh, we are actually making money now. Good. There we go. There seems to be some Chinese artillery up here, but other than that, it's not too bad of a situation. Probably pull back a little bit. So we do have some... Okay, we've got one Patriot up there. Suppose we could get them a little bit closer as well. I'm pretty sure that we had more. Of course, we also have quite a bit more troops down here that we could just send forward. Which we will probably do. Lost a little bit of territory, and now we actually lost a tiny bit of cash as well. Oh yeah, the industrial goods price has dropped, and the military goods price has slightly increased. Electric power price has dropped. There's just so many things that are dropping. What about coal? I suppose the coal price hasn't really dropped anyway, so I'm just going to increase that price again. It's not going to give us a lot of money, to be fair, but it's at least hopefully going to increase the unemployment, or decrease the unemployment rather, because it's still rather high. I suppose we could take that one. Oh, and there we go, research breakthrough. Future military designs, and we're still losing 50 million per day. That's really not good. We need to figure out what could... Ooh, timber wouldn't actually be bad to sell. Unfortunately, we don't have enough production of it right now. We'd need to build a lot of new things to do that, and the rubber price has plummeted by the looks of it, so I'm just going to drop that. I suppose we could sell a bit more of the surplus. We don't really need a massive stockpile of military goods right now. And that we are already selling. I don't think we have a stockpile of anything in particular. Got quite a bit of coal, to be fair. I suppose we could sell a little bit. On the other hand, we do use a lot, so it's not that large stockpile considering how much we use. We've got 7 here. I suppose we can start advancing towards the barracks here. If we could get up to the river here, that'd be nice. Potentially going across the river one place or another. Speaking of which, that is plains. Okay, so that is a river. Okay. We might want to get some bridging units, quite frankly, because there's not that many crossings in here. And most of our units cannot go across. Oh man, we are really losing a lot of money now. 70 million per day. Is there anything that we could reduce? I mean, we do have a fair bit in infrastructure. I could technically cut off healthcare and education entirely. You know what, I'm going to do that for the time being. It's not going to be good in the long run, But it's going to give us a bit of a savings. Oh, and the unit design has been completed, the Leap Infantry. Of course, that's not a massive expenditure either. But we got that at least. Alright, well, let's send in the infantry to take out the barracks. There's not going to be a massive garrison there, I don't think. Let's see, are we... There we go, now we're making money again. I don't want to be reducing the infrastructure too much because, well, our infrastructure is not in a good shape right now, and I would rather keep it a bit higher. That would help a lot in spreading out the supplies, for example, and also producing a bit more. Right, that crew can get over there. And send the tanks to take the industrial complex. Because that seems to be quite easy, and apparently the tanks decided to stop there. Which is a bit less than ideal. There is quite a... Where is the airfield that they're coming from? Not there. Oh, it might be all the way in here somewhere. Oh, and we can see some troops moving through Hanoi. I see. We're probably heading down this way. Okay, do we have another group of... We do have another group of infantry. Let's move you north, so we can take that village. The less they have supplies in this region, the better for us. Also, oh right, we got a lot of artillery here. I suppose I could move in one of these Patriots. Further down here, maybe? Go over there first. We'll figure out another location later. Okay, so now we are losing money again. Only a few million, though. Looks like the industrial goods price is dropping. So is the consumer goods price. Okay. At least the petroleum production cost has dropped. That's partially because I removed some of the synthetic oil manufacturers. Because we don't really need synthetic oil. We just produce regular oil. Okay, that's... Oh, that's a tank and some supply trucks. Which are letting the tank actually go forward. Interesting. Well... Oh, they got some artillery there as well. Alright then, well let's go and destroy them. Once again. Where's the infantry? It's still on the move. Let's pull you back. I don't really need to be in that corner. Oh, and we are... Okay, so the amount of money that we're making or losing is fluctuating a little bit here.
Reinforcements.
Where is this? Oh, right. One of the barracks that we conquered rather recently. Right, I think if it's over here, the Patriots should be able to fire quite nicely. Now, the world market relations are still quite bad, I do admit. I mean, the subsidiary rate is 15.6%, and treaty integrity is still 67.4%, so that has increased. That has increased. I think since the previous episode, at least. But overall, it's still quite terrible. So is that... That's on the plains, so that's the river. Okay. Was it Shift R or... Oh. That's interesting. So you can look directly from above, or... Okay. Interesting. Seems a bit weird looking at it directly from above, because... So used to looking at it from the... Kind of on an angle. Right, I did want to start setting up some defensive lines in here with tanks. There we go, that should give a bit of protection. These are going to have to rest for a little while before we send them forward. But we do have quite a massive amount of troops in here, so might as well take out these two villages. But yeah, overall, there's going to be very slow advance into... Oh, right, another thing that I suppose I could do. I had to drop some of the prices. Trying to improve the situation, but you know what, I'm just going to increase the prices back to 200. Oh, that's already at 200. That's 180. That's probably going to increase our income quite a bit, which means that we can then have the fundings up again. Especially in science. Or research, rather, that would be preferable. We'll see how much of an impact it has, but I think it's gonna have quite a bit. Oh yeah. Okay, now we're making money again. So I suppose I could put in at least the healthcare funding back to 49 million. And maybe the education to 50 million. So that is about 100 million extra, but overall I think it's gonna be fine. Alright, so they got one unit over there. There we go. That's destroyed. We destroyed something over there. They got some... Ooh. Some mortars trying to cross the river. Not anymore. Right, so I definitely think that we need to get a bridging unit or two. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the... I suppose the bridging unit is just fine. Like, it might not be the fastest. Make two. Not going to repeat after that. Well, let's just have two of them so we can get across the rivers. And apparently we got some enemy artillery up here. We should be able to destroy that rather nicely. But yeah, if we could take out Indochina and all that away from China itself, that would be quite good for us. I mean, not that there's necessarily that massive resource. I mean, it's pretty good for food production, by the way. Or by the looks of it, but other than that, it's not necessarily that rich area. But, you know, extra food production is never bad. Now, do we have more tanks somewhere around here? Ooh, right, we've got a lot of anti-aircraft guns here. Maybe we should move them closer to there, because that's certainly a place where they have been sending a lot of planes into. And we've got a few more units there. Got some crows down here. Slowly trying to clear out Borneo, but it's just very slow. Of course, that's partially because we just don't have the infrastructure funding, and thus the supplies are spreading really, well, really badly, I suppose I could say. Okay, so laser cannons is about a month away. Well, 49 days. Not 49, 39 days. I get English. But overall, like this, I actually wonder, how's the money situation? Oh, Malta is the richest country right now. Of course, because their population is so small that they basically don't lose particularly quickly. Whereas I do gain money a fair bit, but also when I lose money, I lose it rather quickly as well. Is that a port? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. That's probably where they're bringing a lot of that stuff from. Let's go ahead and send some tanks down there. We can maybe push in and destroy some of the tank or the artillery there. That would be preferable, because wow, the money really is fluctuating. Now, I suppose that might be because the unemployment is increasing again. Plus, we are producing quite a bit, so actually the industrial goods price is now picking up speed again. Consumer goods price is fine, and looks like the military goods price has started increasing. Let's go ahead and produce a bit extra. See if we can get some extra money from there or not. I believe we are. I can probably raise that to 15,000 again. So let's go for 10%. See if that has an impact on the money influx or not. In theory it should. In practice, not necessarily. Okay, these can probably start taking the village there. You can move south first, and then you can start threatening the troops. Well, I mean, I suppose that works as well. We just need to get rid of some of the artillery in here, that's all. Oh, they are actually retreating already. Well, some of them were thinking of retreating. But yeah, as I alluded earlier, there's probably going to be a bit of a gap in the episodes after this one, because taking out Indochina and all that is just going to be a very slow job. It's not going to be particularly exciting or anything like that, so I don't know when the next episode is going to be. But hopefully by then we've either gotten some nice techs, our economy is maybe looking a bit better, or the global economy in general really, and then we'll probably start attacking further into China, preferably into like the urban areas on the coast. That would be the ideal situation, because I reckon that would actually bring up some relatively entertaining content at least. Of course, if they start sending in a massive armies attacking us in Burma and Siam and all that, then yeah, sure, I will certainly bring you back. But we still got a little bit of time in this episode, so let's go ahead and take this port at least. I may need to send these tanks back a little bit to get resupplied. So I'm sure that the infantry will be doing fine. There's only one garrison defending. A lot of artillery, but that's certainly not a problem. Also, I think we just sank another ship. Either in here, or there, or somewhere else. Also, another quite a funny thing is Philippines got Alaska. I wasn't expecting that. That much I can guarantee you. Now I wonder, is there... So technically that is light forest, that's also light forest, so if I was to build a military complex here, I could just start pumping out a lot of troops in here. I wouldn't have to transport troops. Of course, I do have a lot of troops that I could transport over as well from North America, so that's not really the problem. It's just time, really. Not to mention we got quite a few units here in Hawaii. Oh, and we got some transports in here that still have troops in them. Yeah, we do. Right, well, I'm going to repair that one. We had to bring in a lot of submarines in here to clear out some of the USA Navy. But that seemed to work quite well, and let's just move into the port here. So we can block them from bringing any new people in. Oh, and now the tanks are moving. Good. Alright, so how's the situation here? That was on the other side of the river. We can't get through there either, so yeah, we just need to wait really for the bridging units, quite frankly. I mean, we can go ahead and take some of the villages up here in the north. Speaking of which, let's gather up some of the infantry up here. I think 7 is going to be more than enough. Then we can also gather up some tanks on the railway. That is already 6, so there's going to be technically 1 over. How about you just entrench there then? Have a little bit on the flanks there. And looks like we'll have at least majority of a second crew for infantry. Oh, but we got 1.4 billion already. Okay, so we are actually getting quite an increase in money right now, especially so. Okay, yeah, now that we can sell military goods again, we'll just need to make sure that we don't overproduce, so that the demand doesn't go down too much. And we can then get a decent chunk of money there. I mean, if we have a look in dollars, consumer goods is still the biggest one, but military goods is almost 200 million. That's not a small amount in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's about 1/5 of the trades by the looks of it. Yeah, something like that. There we go, so that's another village done. We can probably go ahead and take the other village there as well. We'll send in the tanks. Well, some of the tanks anyway. Yeah, we'll leave one of these behind, actually, just so that we'll have a nice 7... Oh, well, we have recaptured the village. Alright then, well, that's going to start giving us the territory around here a bit more, which is quite nice. Oh, now, military numbers have dropped from 9 million, or 9.8 million to 4.8 million by just the virtue of taking away the garrisons. Of course, it also reduced the military costs quite massively, so I'm fairly okay with that. Oh, there's been someone trying to push through there by the looks of it. Let's go ahead and get some tanks on the banks of the river here. Oh, there's some planes flying above there. Did we not? We do have one in here, but it might just be out of the range. Oh, outside of the range. There we go. Now we shot someone, at least. Oh, there seems to be some enemy supply trucks here. Interesting. Now, we got some more infantry over here. I suppose we can just move that one north. And slowly but surely we'll try to get a nice little defensive line somewhere around here. Probably not going to go too far. It's going to be a lot easier to just get across the river into Vietnam and take land there, quite frankly. For example, we could do a bridging over here, I reckon. Maybe. Actually, I don't know if the bridging units can bridge across the wide rivers. I certainly hope they can, but that might not be possible. I think they prefer narrow rivers, so we've got narrow rivers up here, I suppose. So we can get across there. Problem is that getting these is going to be an issue. Well, there's narrow rivers up here, or rather down here. So that is technically one way to get in there. There's a wide river I don't think we can get through. And if we put in bridging units right next to the villages there, then they're gonna get killed. Most likely. But hey, we capture a little bit. That should flip to us, I reckon. And slowly but surely we are taking more on... Oh, hey, what do we build here? We build a timber mill. Huzzah, well that means a bit less expenditures and a bit more timber. Speaking of timber, actually, how about... Ooh, there is actually quite good areas in here, but I think we're going to keep on constructing somewhere closer to home first. That would be 8. I believe we had some down... Well, actually... Let's go to Argentina. Well, no, I don't think Argentina has good places. I think, well, quite as good places. Brazil, maybe? Well, Brazil, there's... Near Amazon, there's a lot of good places for logging camps, but maybe... Ooh, actually... Down here in America... I think we'll start building a bit more. Get a nice little industrial area there. What I suppose I could do also is get a supply dumps, like maybe 2 of them at the center, or supply depots rather. So that will give us a decent bit of supplies in here, and also a lot more timber and petroleum and all that is produced in here. Now that does cost a little bit, but at the same time, the timber mills are actually relatively cheap to make. But it would actually appear that we are out of time for this episode, so... if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, wherever that is, bye bye.